Hey YouTube, this is Vargas and I'm back again with another week's worth of purchases through Movie Freak Bazaar. This is the DVDs that I added this week that I purchased stuff, so let's get started. Picked up some CDs. It's been a while since I've bought or been able to find some CDs, but he had AC/DC Ball Breaker. This is one of their later albums released in the 90s, if I remember correctly. I love AC/DC. I still need to get a copy of Back in Black, which is annoying that I don't own, but anytime I come across anything AC/DC, I'll pick it up. So yep. Picked up a movie soundtrack. Picked up Reality Bites. Oddly enough, I don't own the movie, but I do want to rectify that as soon as I can get a copy. So, but now I have the soundtrack, so yeah. This is a movie that I was 100% sure I already owned. I know I've recently been saying that a lot, or that I already own a movie and I rebuy it. But again, now that I'm in the movie room with the movie collection and I'm organizing all the stuff by actor, by director, by genre, I realized that a lot of movies that I thought I had, I don't actually own. And I was for sure I had this one that I bought when I went to pick up some stuff. I usually see what he has on his like his store location, and I was for sure I already bought it, but I can't find it, so I don't know what happened. So I picked up a widescreen release, still sealed, of Harlem Nights, starring Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor. Again, I thought I had this one, but I can't find my copy, so I decided to repurchase it. If it pops up later, well, oh well. But this one's still sealed, and someone else is here. Well, it doesn't say the name, but it has the guy, Stanford from Stanford and Son, is also in this one, and I would watch that TV show a lot when I was a kid. They would pass it on TV, and I thought it was funny. So yeah, it also stars him. I can't for the life of me remember the name, and I'm starting to look at the credits, but it's not there. But yeah, picked up Harlem Nights. Picked up the Snapper Days copy of Practical Magic. I tried to look for this one for a while, starring Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman. It's about witchcraft and magic and stuff. Again, with a title like Practical Magic, and the witches there, you could kind of get that idea. I still need to get a copy of the Witches of Westwick. I think it's the title, which for some reason I confused with this one. That one stars Cher. This one stars Sandra Bullock, but I don't know why my brain mixes up those two movies. They're two totally different things. One has Jack Nicholson. This one does not have Jack Nicholson, but for some reason my brain mixes up these two movies. But now I have a copy of Practical Magic. I need to get a copy of that other one I mentioned. This is a blind buy, but it's an older movie from the 1949. All the King's Men. I've probably mentioned this before. I want to watch, and I want to mostly pick up older movies. My favorite decade is the 80s, so anytime I come across anything from the 80s, I'm going to pick it up. But also movies from the 70s. I'm really digging the movies from the 70s, the 60s. And whenever I come across an old movie like this one from 1949, I pick it up because I mentioned this before. There are some good movies out there, but it just seems there's movies rely too much on CGI, not real sets, not extras, I don't know. There's just, the soul of movie seems to be missing in most movies. Not all of them, again, but most movies. And there was a craft that went into older movies, and that's why, I've always appreciated older movies, but I appreciate them even more as I grow old, I guess. So this is All the King's Men. I have not seen this one, but I want to see it and see what that's about. This one I thought was from the Asylum, which is why I picked it up. I mentioned this before. I really look forward to picking up movies from the Asylum because you never know what you're gonna get. You might get something really good. You might get a steaming pile of crap. And this one is clearly a mockbuster of Jupiter's Legacy, or Jupiter's, I think it was Jupiter's Legacy, the Wachowski sisters movie about with Mila Kunis and Channing Tatum. I think it was Jupiter's, something with Jupiter. I can't remember. So I looked at this. It's called The Osiris Child. The cover looks pretty similar. I thought it's got to be an Asylum mockbuster, but it's not actually. I mean, it is a mockbuster of Jupiter's Ascending. I think it was. I don't know, something Jupiter. But it's not made by the Asylum, so that might be worse, or it might be better. I need to see this one. Blind Buy, I have not seen this one. I picked it up because of the cast. Lonely Hearts, supposedly based on a true story, but never believe that anything that says based on a true story is actually based on a true story. Any movie embellishes something that might have happened or might be a thing, but they embellish it, and then they go in these really big tangents that might not have actually happened. But it stars John Travolta, and I know a lot of people don't like John Travolta, and he is hit or miss in some of his movies, but when he cares, he's good. But it also stars James Gandolfini, Jared Leto, and Salma Hayek. So just picked it up just based on the cast, but I have not seen this one, so I'll watch it. This is one that I have actively been trying to track down. It's a movie made by Uwe Boll, but this, I've heard in reviews that this is a movie that he actually put some effort into it and actually made a good movie. So I've been curious to see how someone that made Alone in the Dark or the Blood Rain movies actually made a good movie, because I've heard this movie is pretty good, and it's Assault on Wall Street, but this is a movie made by Uwe Boll, and I've heard that this is actually pretty good, so I wanted to check it out myself. This is one made by Sam Raimi, and I don't know anything about it. A total blind buy, but it's called The Gift. The other guy, Professor Macabro, recently talked about, or was it me? Well, now I don't remember if it was him or if it was me. But we talked about The Gift, which is a horror thriller. This, I have no idea what this is about. But the cast looks good. It stars Keanu Reeves, Kate Blanchett, Katie Holmes, Greg Kinnear, and Hilary Swank. And it's directed by Sam Raimi, so I don't know. This is a repurchase. I have a copy of Mission Impossible, but this is the collector's edition, and as opposed to the one that I have, this one has a buttload of special features, and I've mentioned this before. I will double dip on a movie if it's a 2-disc set with special features, or it has way more special features than the copy that I own. So this one does, which is why it merited a repurchase. In that vein, I picked up National Treasure 2, Book of Secrets, a 2-disc set with way more special features than the copy that I have. Oddly enough, that copy has a really cool metallic slipcover, and the artwork looks prettier. This one probably had a slipcover, I don't know. This copy does not, but it has a lot of special features. And Nicolas Cage movie, I have a lot of doubles because I have extended cuts. Not only does Nicolas Cage make a buttload of movies, but some of his movies have different cuts, extended cuts, unrated cuts. I have 2 different versions of Gone in 60 Seconds, 2 different versions of Wind Talkers, 2 different versions of The Rock, one Criterion, one normal, 2 different versions of National Treasure, because this one has special features. So Nicolas Cage is really, really fun to collect, but at the same time really, really frustrating because I keep coming across different versions of his movies. I mean, I'm still not even, I think I might have like 70% of his filmography, and I'm never going to have it every one of his movies because he keeps pumping them out a lot. But I love me the Cage Man, and I really like collecting his movies. This one is one that I legit did not think it had a DVD release. I know it was on VHS, and in an episode of Married with Children, they go really meta, and because Ed O'Neill was in Married with Children, and he did this movie, but this movie like bombed. I saw it on VHS because I rented it because of Married with Children. I watched this movie and Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead because Christina Applegate was in that. And I don't own Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. I need to get a copy of that. But anyway, I saw Dutch. I rented it because of Married with Children. And I remember it was okay. But I thought it was relegated to VHS. I did not know that Dutch actually had a DVD release. And I was like, what? What? And I just had to get it. I had to get it, and thankfully I got a copy. Again, no idea it was on DVD. And I haven't seen this movie since I rented it way back when on VHS. But the skit in Married with Children is that Al and Peggy are on a video store, and they have a whole bunch of VHSs of this movie in liquidation for like $1, I think. But the movie poster, which is this is the movie poster that was on the episode. It's this movie poster, but it has a liquidation sticker here, so you don't see that Ed O'Neill, who plays Al Bundy, is in this movie. But it's like a really, I thought it was a really interesting in-joke that they did that. So I have a copy of Dutch, which is awesome to me, but most people might not agree. Picked up a repurchase of the Ang Lee Hulk. I have a 2-disc full screen version of this, but this is the 2-disc widescreen version of this, so that's why I repurchased it. It's the same special features, but this is widescreen. And picked up a widescreen version with the shiny slipcover of The Incredibles. I have the full screen version with the slipcover 2-disc set, but this is the widescreen version with the slipcover. So again, is it worth the repurchase? Yes, because yes, it is worth the repurchase. But comparing full screen to widescreen, in these modern flat screens, it does make a world of difference. So that's why I'm repurchasing any movie that I have full screen. I need to get it widescreen. So, like always, when I remember to do this, I like to recommend the standouts of the collection. I picked up a lot of really good ones, but just for novelty's sakes, because it was a really, really meta moment in Married with Children. Because in that universe, Ed O'Neill exists, and he looks just like Al Bundy. Dutch. It's a road trip movie with this annoying kid, and Ed O'Neill's like the father-in-law, I think, or he's going to become the father-in-law. And it's by John Hughes. Did he direct this? No, it's written by John Hughes, and produced by John Hughes, but it's directed by Peter Feynman. But yeah, just for the novelty alone, I would recommend this one. Is it a good movie? Probably not. You might not like it, but if you like Married with Children, you have to own this, and Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. But both movies are debatably not good. So that was this particular week's purchase of DVDs. I still have one more to share. But if you would be so kind and you watch my channel and you enjoy my stuff, please also check out Professor Macabro. He doesn't post that many videos because it's really hard to come across horror DVDs, but whenever a good amount piles up, he talks about it. So Professor Macabro handles the horror purchases, and I handle the comedies and action and stuff like that. But check out you could say the sister channel to this, Professor Macabro. So I have one more week of purchases to share, so I hope to see you then. But until then, take care, and I'll see you in a bit. But you might see this video, the next video, in a couple of days. But take care, and bye.